Frequency 1138 is all clear and clanker free. This is Clone Army Radio.
What is up, Clone Army? We are back as per usual with the Mandalorian Aftershow, and I am CT5555, also known as Fives, and as per usual, I'm accompanied by my co-host, Human Cyborg Relations CT4444, also known as Fours.
Pew, 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 pew. Gets me every time.
I love it.
And in Spanish, I'm known as Cuatros.
Cuatros?
Cuatros.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It sounds better than four.
I think it's your delivery on it that makes it sound better, though.
Mi nombre es Cuatros.
Yes. I love it, dude.
Do clones know different languages other than basic?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think as far as they go, they speak a little droid,
Yeah.
Roger.
Roger.
Yeah, it's actually a good question, though. I don't know if they speak other languages.
Yeah. Maybe someone out there knows. Roger.
So, Fours.
Cuatros.
Oh, yeah, Cuatros, gosh. You're changing it up on me, man, just like Baby Grogu.
Totally.
All right, so Cuatros. Yesterday, man, there was some huge drops of new Star Wars content coming out, or being announced. Dude, I mean, some of them, we heard rumors, some rumblings about, and then some things I had no idea, and I'm just gonna drop one on you right now. Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
The next. Hopefully big screen film.
Wedge.
I know, man. I mean, is it going to be like Wedge and Biggs and all those guys, or are they jumping to New Republic era?
I don't know. That we're going to find out. But yeah, it's good news. Some X-Wing is finally getting their due. This is great. Getting away from the Skywalker storyline and getting into all the background characters and finding out a little bit more about them and what they bring and what they're about and everything to the big screen, to live action. I'm sure. I mean, the books did all that, but
right. Well, I was just gonna say we're going to maybe be watching some of the books on a big screen.
Yeah, so the good stuff is
right, for real. And I think I did not really take any or make any notes for this, but I think that this particular film is going to be directed by the director for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Patty Jenkins. I don't really know a whole lot about her, but I thought Wonder Woman was a really well done film. So that's cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. I don't watch a lot of DC movies because they tend to bore me, but that one did a good job of keeping me interested the whole time.
So yeah, man, there were so many. I don't know if you want to just kind of run down them really quick so we can get to the Mandalorian stuff.
Yeah, let's see. There was Rangers of the Republic.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, they say it's an X-Wing type cops show, maybe?
It's going to be Chips in space.
So, or to those Trapper... Was his name Trapper Wolf? Is that his name?
Yeah, Trapper Wolf and something Carson.
Carson? Yeah, Carson. So maybe those guys are going to have their own show? That's funny.
That's funny. I mean, do you see Dave Filoni, playing that character for it didn't sound like it was going to be a multi-season thing, just like a event series or something they called it. Do you see him actually acting, or do you think they'll go a different route there?
They might go a different route because he doesn't seem to like the acting part as much as behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So, but I'd be surprised. I mean, he does a good job. So,
Oh yeah,
So,
he fits like. As soon as they said Rangers of the New Republic, I pictured, Filoni and the other guy in their X-wings. So I mean, it kind of already works, and it's set in the same timeline as the Mandalorian. So
right.
definitely interested in that. And I believe Kathleen Kennedy said that. Well, she didn't say which series, but one of these that we're going to talk about is not holiday, Christmas of next year, like a year from now.
I think the Rogue Squadron is slated for that.
No, that was 2023,
Oh, 2023, right.
I think,
Okay,
or 22. I can't remember.
Well, the Andor stuff was probably coming next year, right?
I think so, yes.
So there you go. That one's probably the one. And then, Mandalorian season 3 is coming December of next year too.
Oh, did they announce that?
Yeah, they announced that.
Okay, because I was listening to a different show last night, and they were surprised that it hadn't been mentioned. So it was mentioned?
Yeah, it was mentioned. I saw it somewhere. So
Okay.
that one's going to be happening. So we're going to have to wait a couple more months on that one.
Right. Yeah, I was a little surprised that I didn't, in the one article I read, it didn't mention season 3, and I'm like, I thought they were filming it already.
Right. I thought they started filming. So we got that. We've got Ahsoka series, which we
Nice.
saw that coming a mile away. So
Oh yeah.
we have the Andor series, which I think they're going to start filming soon, in London or whatnot in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I thought that I heard that they already were. Maybe.
Oh.
I thought it's been a couple weeks since they started filming, but I could be wrong. I mean, all this info just dumped on me yesterday, so it might be crossing the streams.
Yeah, it's all kind of all up, not up in the air, but like it's all kind of like just coming at us in waves. So it's hard to keep track of it all.
Yeah, for sure.
But they made a major push here to get all this content on Disney Plus. Of course, the Obi-Wan news that Hayden Christensen is going to return as Darth Vader.
Oh man,
Got that yesterday.
Oh man, yeah, I'm still a little blown away by that news. I can't wait.
So that's big time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Lando series, which is making me happy to find out that he's getting his own show. Still don't know if it's going to be Donald Glover or Billy D. Williams, but I'm sure maybe or a combination of both somehow. I don't know how they could do that, but storytelling, there's always a way.
Right.
You get a writer to write it, and they'll find a way.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, in either way, if it's one or the other, I mean, it could definitely be really good either way. My thought was, at the end of The Rise of Skywalker, when Lando is talking to, I think her name was Janna, and he was asking her where she was from, and she said she didn't know where she was from, and he's like, well, let's find out. So I mean,
true.
It could go that way, but it could also, if they can grab Donald Glover and do some younger Lando stuff, I would be totally in, because that could actually play into the revival of Solo that we've heard rumors about.
Right, how they want to do Solo Part 2. So yeah, that could lead right into that.
Right.
And there's a lot to go on there. I mean, we barely know anything about Lando and his time, before meeting Han. So a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Oh, I heard, going back real quick, the Andor series, Alan Tudyk's going to return as K2SO. So
awesome.
It's going to be cool to see him back. I mean, he's a big Star Wars fan and Star Wars guy, so I'm sure he's excited. He's going to be able to voice the droid again. That was a cool droid. That's one of my favorite droids from I mentioned that back a few podcasts ago.
Yeah, he's an awesome droid. He's funny, and you could tell that Alan Tudyk was having a ton of fun playing that character. And he's also an alumni of Firefly.
Firefly, yes.
Yeah.
All the brown coats.
Very cool. What else, man?
Moving on, we've got the Bad Batch again. We got a trailer that I'm sure we can go into one of these days. That was very interesting. Talking about, looks like it's post, Order 66 type time frame, and the clones going away and the Empire coming, using stormtroopers and everything. They mentioned Drennan Moff Tarkin.
Oh yeah, I think they show him in the trailer.
So that's going to be awesome. That's coming. Star Wars Visions, which is an anime show. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get you. I didn't get your reaction. The Bad Batch.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you happen to notice the Clone Wars logo like fading out and Bad Batch appearing. I thought that was really well done the way they did that. That's
pretty cool how they do that with the logo, and they turn it different colors and everything too. Yeah, right. No, that was nice. That was nice, kind of like the end of that and beginning of this.
Yeah,
so, that was cool.
Then the other thing I was just gonna mention about it is it still gave me the trailer and the music gave me the 80s action film feeling. So I'm really excited. I like the Bad Batch. They were a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, especially the one lead guy looks just like Rambo.
Right.
Which I think they draw a lot on Rambo. So, on the Mandalorian as well as I'm sure at the Bad Batch. So we got a little anime show, Star Wars Visions. I think they're just gonna do some more. They said these gonna be like shorter cartoons or whatnot, and done in an anime style, which I'm sure Dave Filoni likes.
Oh yeah, isn't he like a big fan of anime?
Mm-hmm. And then there's more. The Acolyte. I don't know too much about the Acolyte. Do you know about the Acolyte?
I had heard that this is the female centric series that they've been talking about.
Oh, okay.
And I believe it was either Kathleen Kennedy or the I read mentioned that it was going to be like towards the end of the High Republic. Yeah, I think it was Kathleen Kennedy. She said that it was going to start showing some of the darker parts leading into, from the High Republic into, I believe, like the Phantom Menace stories.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she had mentioned some dark side. So I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm interested. There's a lot of things that they could do with that. But the name grabbed me. I'm like, the Acolyte. This sounds like some dark side, crazy stuff.
Okay, yeah. Let me see. I got something here. It says the Acolyte described as a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. Okay,
nice.
Pretty much exactly what you said.
I guess my memory was okay this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to all of this, to be honest. So,
oh, absolutely.
They also mentioned Taika Waititi's still working on, I guess, maybe pre-production of his big screen film for Star Wars.
I don't know what that's going to be about.
I know they didn't really let on anything with that, other than I believe they said no. As far as I know, they didn't say anything about it.
Hmm.
It'll be interesting, though. I mean, I like that guy. He's really he's a good writer, good director.
Right, and I just found out that he was the voice of IG-11.
Oh, you just found that out?
Yeah, watching those gallery shows.
Nice.
So, I'm late to the party, but I'll catch up one of these days.
What else was there?
A droid story, which I think is going to be another, if I'm not mistaken, I think just going to be more about the droids and C-3PO, right?
Yeah, it said something like 3PO, R2, and then a new droid joining the group. I thought it was supposed to be like an animated series, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, animated series.
Okay. And
then this is cool because I remember watching the Clone Wars, and there was like these there's a few episodes where the droids go and are on a mission with that really small guy, that real small general.
Oh, I remember that.
And those are some good episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were helping each other and saving each other and using other gadgets, and those are fun.
Yeah, they were pretty fun.
So I'll look forward to more of that. And of course, The Mandalorian season 3. But you know what they didn't talk about? The Boba Fett series.
Yeah, and I could have swore, I thought that was confirmed.
Right.
They
didn't mention that at all.
That's weird.
Maybe they're hiding that for some reason, you know, to keep the anticipation still high on that.
Right, with you know, one more episode of The Mandalorian this season, maybe they don't want to let anything out yet.
Right. And then they didn't say anything about like a Cara Dune or Bo-Katan type of series either. So
right. Well, I mean, I think that those I thought were just like rumors.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. So doesn't mean they're not going to happen. Just maybe this is all they're dropping on us right now, which is, you know, a lot.
But I want more. 'Cause, you know, I think we deserve it. We've been waiting.
Right.
But I remember they had all these plans for all these movies to come out and everything planned out for all that. And that all went into the gutter once The Last Jedi came out. So hopefully they've got these in a state that, you know, are to you know, looks like they've got titles at least for the series. So hopefully they're at a state where they're, you know, legit and not just writing. You know, they've got actual pre-production kind of like started and it's a go, like greenlit, that they can't be. Well, I mean, I guess they could always be shut down, but
right. But it sounds like they're closing the deal basically on these.
Right. These are going to come out.
Yeah, you mentioned The Last Jedi. I did not hear anything about the trilogy that Rian Johnson is supposed to be making either.
Oh wow! Did he get shut down? Maybe.
I don't know, man. I mean, that was supposed to be. Well, they were going to have the Benioff and Weiss. Is it the Game of Thrones guys? They were going to have them and Rian Johnson all, you know, pumping out these movies, and you know, like you said, all that went down the drain just recently. You know, Benioff and Weiss have been separated from Star Wars, so they're not going to be doing their. Do you think Rian Johnson really made a deal with Lucasfilm, and then is going to wait from 2019 or no, it was like 2017, I think, when they announced that, you know, wait until 2025 or something to make a film? I mean,
yeah, I don't think so. I mean, he's got, you know, his other movies that he's working on, and I don't think, and it's a trilogy, you know, those take a long time just to do one. So a couple of years just to do one. So
I mean, I guess maybe that's possible why they didn't announce it, because it's not really ready. But I don't know. I mean, no offense to him or anything, but I'm good if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. If anybody who I don't want to see back, it's going to be him. Seeing what he's got to bring. Oh, I don't know. I was watching it. There's just some things on it. I don't want to start that whole. I don't want to open up that can.
I know, because we could very easily open that can.
If you want to hear our thoughts, just go back to the episode titled "The Last Jedi."
Yes.
So, anyways, I think there's a lot of stuff to we can sink our teeth into here. So we could get carried away if we don't move on. But that's just a little taste of what they got, what's coming, and I can't wait. And I wish it was 2 or 3 years from now, so all this stuff was just, we can do a weekly show. It would be on a different show every week. It seems like,
yeah,
or 2 or 3 of
that
these.
Way.
Wow.
Well, we'll get there, man. Yeah.
All right. Hopefully, we'll.
I think we're in it for the long haul. We'll be here. All right. So, episode 7, chapter 15, The Believer, written and directed by Rick Famuyiwa. I guess we'll follow the usual thing here, and Cuatros. Give me your letter grade for the episode and like a brief initial thought, and take it from there.
All right. I got a letter grade. Well, I think my letter grade is a solid B. It didn't really, knock my socks off. I think we had a couple of weeks of that, and we're taking a breather here. And it gave me a B, but I'm going to steal a line from my little fours when the first thing she said when the episode was over was, "There was no Baby Yoda in this movie."
Yep. I thought the same thing.
So there you go. I mean, she's young, but she's pretty aware of what she likes and what everybody likes. So I think it was this the first episode, or probably not the first episode, or where we didn't see any of the little guy.
I'm not 100% sure, but that was my first thought after I realized there was no Baby Yoda, was that I think this was the first episode without him. Listeners, don't take me to the guillotine or anything if I'm wrong. I didn't have time to really look into it, but I don't recall an episode without him.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be good to just check in on him. You see him shivering in a cell or something, or trying to use his force powers real quick. It wouldn't take a couple minutes, but I guess they decided to hold off. One more episode. I'm sure we'll see him in the next one though.
Hopefully.
When we saw that the cruiser there at the end, I was like, okay, let's check in on the cell.
Mm-hmm.
But that was not to be. But it's all right. We got to see a lot of Bill Burr and hamming it up. He's doing all right. Yeah, I guess where it is a trade-off, I guess. So basically, yeah, it was a pretty good episode. Just pretty straightforward again, and nothing really too deep. Where they were talking about some kind of deep stuff, but I don't know. I don't think it really landed because it was kind of brief, and I don't really feel much for the Empire stormtroopers, so it's kind of hard to, unless it's Han Solo, and his group. It was hard to kind of feel anything for Bill Burr's plight there for his fellow soldiers.
Yeah, I didn't really. I mean, it was. I guess if we're going to see the Bill Burr character, Mayfeld more,
Mayfeld,
then I guess it's okay to give a little bit of a backstory reveal about him. But to me, it was pretty irrelevant to the main story of the Mandalorian. It just seemed like, I don't know. It just didn't really. Like you said, it didn't really land.
Yeah, it's doing a little bit of the Last Jedi, where it's blurring the lines of good and bad.
Yes, good call. I'm kind of there with you with the letter grade. I'm gonna go B minus.
Okay, you always tend to be a little bit more critical.
Do I?
A little bit, except for the last episode.
It was. I think it. For what it was well written. It was well directed. I think Rick
shot.
Well shot. Rick Famuyiwa is a talented man. I can't remember off the top of my head which episode or episodes he did last season, but they were really good.
I think he did the jailbreak one.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this episode was what we were expecting last week. Like we were expecting this. It wasn't really a side quest. This actually pushed the story somewhere, but it was still kind of like that, heist type of situation.
He also directed Chapter 2, The Child.
Oh, okay. That was a good one too. So, thankfully they grabbed Mayfeld pretty quickly. And they didn't have to spend all this time just breaking him out to have him do what they needed him for. I mean, the action stuff was good, but
you speaking about the action stuff, and I think they kind of ripped off, not ripped off, but like they borrowed from Han Solo, from
The
Solo.
train heist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The train
for sure.
heist and all that. So it's kind of recycled story in my eyes.
It felt very recycled. Good catch. I felt the same thing about the train heist on Solo. But I also felt I felt like these pirates, like, did these guys fly in from Star Trek? It's just the height, the train heist thing from Solo. It felt like that in a Star Trek episode.
I see that.
For me, and like the music felt Star Trek-y there. It just, I don't know. It kind of took me out of Star Wars, I guess, for that part for a minute. The aliens to me didn't look like Star Wars aliens. It felt more sequel trilogy aliens or Star Trek.
I mean, I'm not too sure what the aliens were doing. They were just trying to blow it up. But so, are they rebels?
No, I think they're rebels in a sense of they're rebelling against the Empire on, I think, their home planet. So they're more, they're natives of that planet trying to get the Empire out of there.
So freedom fighters in a way?
Something like that, yeah.
So our heroes were fighting freedom fighters, and
yeah,
because they needed that vehicle, they massacred them. Like they were demolished.
Right. But, there's only one thing on Mando's mind, and that's Grogu. So
absolutely,
and you see more of that, which I thought was cool in this episode, that he'll do what it takes to complete his mission of getting the kid back. But yeah, good call. They were the good guys were fighting the good guys, helping, in a sense, helping the Empire. But not to spoil the end of the episode, but Bill Burr kind of makes it all worth it when he blows up the facility. So
right.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, this episode wasn't, and it wasn't that great, but it wasn't terrible. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And the one thing I want to say is we can't expect every episode to be, like the Jedi or the tragedy. Those were,
wow.
It doesn't get better than those. I mean, it probably will at some point get better than those, but those were, the high standard episodes this season, and you can't win them all, So what you gave, I think, the last two A and A plus, and I think my initial grade for the Jedi was a little lower just because at that time I was disappointed in how it progressed with, Ahsoka not training Grogu, whatever. But we both gave the last one A pluses. So,
yeah,
like you said, I think you said last week, we can only go down. So I mean, excuse me. I'm not disappointed in the episode. I wanted something different, and I didn't get it, but this was fun.
Is it the dreaded F word, you think, this episode?
Filler?
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, where are you going there, Cuatros? I don't know. I don't know if it was necessarily filler because, you had to get Mayfeld to get into, which I guess you didn't really need him after all, but
yeah,
you had to get him to find out where Gideon was. So it was moving the main quest along. So I don't know if you could really say it was filler. It just, for the pre season finale episode, it didn't hit like last year's. Last year was big. That was, I think, when Moff Gideon showed up. So it didn't really have anything like that in here.
Right. It didn't leave you on it kind of left you on a little cliffhanger where, Mando's all like, Murdoch.
Dude.
Yeah, Rambo. Tell me where you are. I'll come get you. Murdoch. I'm coming after you.
Oh my god, dude. Okay. So here to touch
I'm coming
on
to get you, Murdoch.
In my notes, I wrote, Din basically tells him, I'm coming to get you, Murdoch. Oh, dude, that's so good that you were right there.
We share the same brain, I'm telling you.
Oh, that's so funny.
We came from the same DNA.
That we did. But on that note, too, at the beginning of the episode, they like to seem to spoil things at the beginning of the episode for the end of it. But Moff Gideon says in season 1, he says to Mando and Cara Dune and Greef Karga, you have something I want. He means more to me than you will ever know. And here's Din Djarin saying those same words to Moff Gideon when he's in the holo call.
Yeah.
Which I thought was, I didn't know that at first. I started to rewatch it before I fell asleep, and I caught the previously on Mandalorian part, and it shows Moff Gideon saying those lines, and I'm like, oh,
right.
So is that him, like?
Because he's coming to get him, and he's like, I got you. I know where you are. You put a tracking beacon on me. Well, I got, a tracking beacon on you, basically, and you got what I want, and now I'm coming to get it. There's, plain talk, and then he does this, I don't know, kind of poetic type of way of saying those words, I guess, by trying to show him that he's capable and show him that he's coming to, he's just as resourceful as the Empire when it comes to getting what he wants. Right.
He's like, my name is Din Djarin. You killed my Razor Crest. Prepare to die.
That was awesome.
So, I guess also, like, towards the beginning of the episode, after they get Mayfeld, did you happen to notice Boba Fett's armor was all nice and polished, cleaned up,
and painted or something?
Yeah, like it looks like it was repainted or something.
Yeah, he spit shined that thing. Yeah.
He's like, I gotta fix up my armor, man. It doesn't look anywhere near as clean as Din's.
I know. I got represent here. I'm bringing up the rear with this armor stuff. Like, let's get the polishing rag out.
Right.
Spray. Get the dirt off. I got some extra paint in here. Somewhere.
yeah. Where'd he get the paint? Did they stop at Home Depot or something?
Yeah, looks that way. That ship's got all kinds of stuff. It's got extra clothes for Mayfeld, for him to wear.
Oh yeah.
It's got it looked like Mando got some new clothes too, some interior clothes. So he's hooking everybody up.
Boba, can you stop at the nearest Walmart? We gotta do a pickup real quick.
Gotta get some robes and everyone wear black. Let's all look cool. Remember, we're all anti-heroes. So we gotta wear black.
The armor looked good. I think I more appreciated the beat up Boba armor, but it was all nice and shiny, and he looked good. He was strutting stuff, and
he looked sharp.
Yeah, right. I liked how when they were deciding like who was going to go with Mayfeld, and Cara Dune is like, I'm New Republic. I forget what she said, basically I'm on their list. Fennec Shand said same type of deal. Boba's like, I think they might recognize my face. And I'm just like, nice.
Yeah. Did you hear the name drop of the ISB? Do you know what that stands for?
Imperial. I forget what it means, to be honest. Do you know? Or
Imperial Security Bureau?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know what that's all about?
Not much. I've heard it before, though.
I think basically what it is I got an article here on Yahoo talks about that it's like basically Moff Gideon type of guys, and the guy who did like the who was in charge of the Death Star, Orson Krennic, and and Grand Moff Tarkin, like, so they're basically like the higher ups of the Empire, pretty much like a little law enforcement agency, I guess they could call it. So I don't know. It kind of sounds a little bit of Gestapo-ish type of, military police. Make sure that they're everyone's on the up and up, and still fighting a good fight, and not trying to overthrow the emperor or spy. Kind of like not spying, but like
yeah. See, that's kind of what I was thinking was like NSA type stuff.
Yeah, like trying to root out any non-desirables that can't, that are going against the grain. So that's what I found here.
Very cool.
So they're kind of looking at the transporters, and finally Bill Burr and Mando's like, all right, I'll go. Let's get on the transport.
Yeah. How did they? Oh, that's right. Somehow Cara Dune jumps inside of it and knocks out the stormtroopers, right?
Oh yeah. She did good.
Yeah.
Some good stuff.
So then they get into the Star Trek part of the episode with driving the transport, and the pirates are showing up, and there's Mando, not even in his Beskar, still just wrecking face,
Oh yeah.
Dude, he is so the Batman of Star Wars.
Yeah, he put a hurting on all those guys, and then he got through them all, and he threw the thermal detonator, and it blew up a bunch of them. That was awesome. And then more are on the horizon, and he's like, gets up and he's like, all right, bring them on.
Right.
I'm a little tired, but it is what it is.
Dude, it was very there were two parts, that and then another part that were very Indiana Jones to me. After Indiana Jones gets in his big brawl and he's like tired and he's all like, like you were just saying how Mando is. And then the other part where he goes and pulls the trigger and it clicks.
Oh, yeah.
Blaster pistol.
Oh, good call. Yeah. He throws it.
Yeah, he throws it. I'm like, it's a total indie moment.
I thought for some reason that they were going to, he was going to miss, because, stormtroopers miss everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I always go back to that. So I was like, and he was going to look at the gun and be like, "What's wrong with this gun? I can't hit nothing."
that would have been hilarious.
Or he blames it on the armor or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny too. Is after the he's about to be overwhelmed by more pirates, and the TIE fighters come in and start mopping stuff up, and then those stormtroopers come out at the base. Those stormtroopers are hitting everything.
Oh, they didn't miss.
I'm like, okay, so everyone, in the big names are all wearing red shirts. Don't shoot us, right. But you can shoot all these guys. And I'm like,
well, they didn't have any A-teamers on their squad, the aliens. So they were all no names.
Yeah, so they could all just be mopped up. And then, and then it gets a little weird for me, I think. This Imperial officer, he looked very familiar, but I didn't look to see if he was anyone famous. But it was just weird. Like, why is he all of a sudden just staring at Mando when he walks up to that console?
It was the officers' mess hall. I caught it on the second watch. So the fact that a still regular trooper guy walks in there, probably is breaking protocol. You know what I mean?
Okay, I gotcha.
But there was one at the end. They had the tray.
Yeah, right. So that kind of
So maybe there's not much of that. I don't know. Maybe Mando just had that, kind of stiff walk, I guess.
Yeah, he walked in and he kind of hesitated. That was something that I thought was really cool about this episode that you just reminded me of, was he was so out of his element in this episode, and it was really cool to see. I'm a big fan of your main character not being unbeatable, unstoppable, invincible, and all this other stuff, and they're doing such a great job with this character through the whole series. He always needs help, and not always, but a lot of times he needs help. We saw him take out the crate dragon pretty much single-handedly at the end, but he's he struggles. This guy has some struggles. He has inner struggle with the being one of the children of the Watch.
Yeah.
Finding out about that. This big struggle of being a dad to Grogu, and now his Grogu's gone and he's losing it. He lost his kid and his ship all in one day.
Right.
I really like what they're doing with this guy. He froze when that officer started talking to him.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't know what to say. And how cool was it to see Pedro Pascal?
Yeah.
I was like, yes, we get to see him.
Yeah. My hat's off to him.
Right?
Oh, for real, he got some FaceTime, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that coming at all. Like, well, maybe I didn't.
Yeah, I definitely didn't. No.
So I thought something was going to happen when he had to take his mask off, and he's like, "No, some security was going to go off, and everything was going to go bad." But
right,
he took it off, and I'm like, "What?" Like, so that was like the what moment,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, so he's he was like struggling, and then here comes Bill Burr, quick on his feet. I don't remember what he said, but he said you got to talk louder or something.
Right.
And
he lost his hearing or something.
Yeah. And we just call him Brown Eyes. Oh man. And then dude, I don't know if you had to have caught this part when Mayfeld like puts his arm on Din and he's like, "Come on, we got to go work on those TPS reports."
Oh, the Office Space. Yeah, the Office or Office Space. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Office Space. Yeah. Totally.
It was like to me, I'm just like, okay, now was that written in or did Bill Burr just throw that out and they're like, dude, use it?
Bill Burr. That's all
right?
Bill Burr right there. That's what
it was so good.
And also there was another weird part not weird part, but like I think another weird Bill Burr moment back in the transport where he goes, "You people." He goes, "How do you people?"
Yeah.
He goes, "How do you people? I don't know, deal with that or something."
The helmet thing, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "By you people, I mean you Mandalorians."
Right.
So I don't know. I think that's all Bill Burr there too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I guess kind of skipped over that part. There was some interesting talk in there. Bill Mayfeld was a very different character in this episode from the last time we saw him.
Yeah.
Which made me wonder, how long was he in that prison? We still don't really know a timeline from season 1 to season 2, and at least I don't. Did something happen to him in there? Because he was extremely cocky in that episode,
right?
And then in this one, he's very he seems
Humbled.
very humbled and vulnerable. When when Boba Fett comes walking out of Slave One, and Mayfeld's like, "Oh, I thought you were another guy that wears that armor." And then you see Mando walking down, and he's like, "Oh man, are you here to kill me?" He was very different. He was more likable, I think. I mean, I liked him in the heist episode. I thought he was hilarious, but he was more, I guess, a likable character this time through, where you see other sides of him, even though it's not really what I cared about or wanted. It was
right.
It was at least interesting. They didn't just bring him back for him to say his one-liners and move on. They gave him some more character and background, and that I appreciated that.
They gave him a scar, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then even at the end too, when Cara Dune and Din are like, let's let him go. She looks at him, and Mando gives her a nod, like, "Yeah, I agree," or whatever, and he's like, "Are you guys sure?" Like he wasn't sure, and he seemed really grateful of that they're letting him go. So this might go into that last episode where we were talking about second chances, with
right.
Boba and Fennec. Maybe Mayfeld is going to change his ways.
Maybe everyone's just seeing the error of their ways and changing their behavior, I guess, because it seems like anyone that like comes in contact with the Mando or a Mandalorian kind of seems like changed.
Yeah, good call, dude. For real. Cause Grief Karga.
Yeah,
he's totally different.
Fennec Shand,
which, and I don't know if this is on her acting or if there's something going on there, but her facial expressions just give me a vibe that she's going to betray them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something, and again, I don't know if it's her, just the way she's acting, like acting out her character, or if there's something else to it. She kind of makes these expressions that I'm like, okay, is she really in this, or does she have ulterior motives?
Kind of faking it.
Yeah, it almost feels that way, and it picked up on it in one of my watches of the tragedy when her and Boba are talking to Mando at the end, near the end, when Boba's saying, we're with you till the child is safe. The looks that she gives during that, I'm like, she's almost looking at Boba Fett like, are you sure you want to do this? I don't know. I mean, I could be way, way off, but it's just kind of the vibe I was getting with her.
Oh, it's good. Good stuff to bring to light, because when it happens, you'd be like, I called it. But when it doesn't happen, you're like, well, maybe it was right off. I wasn't on par on that one.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, well, they talk about the morality of war, and tough decisions have to be made when they're having a drink. And Valen Hess was like, yeah, I had to make a lot of tough decisions there on that battle, and they're all heroes in my book. And Mayfeld was all, but how they're dead basically, and their families are missing all their loved ones. And how do you think about that? And then Hess was like, well, we're getting stronger as a empire, so obviously it didn't kill us, so we're going to move forward and not think about those things. And they're dead, we're alive, and we're going to move forward, basically, in a nutshell. I don't know, quote for, word for word, but.
Right.
And I don't think Mayfeld liked that very much, because I think he lost some buddies or whatever, and takes him out. And that's what starts the whole thing. And that's when the funniest moment happens. Freaking starts I talked about him before, the trooper with the tray.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that part cracks me up the second time I watched it.
Nice.
He's just standing there like, oh, I just want my lunch.
Yeah, I just want to eat.
I just want to eat. I don't know. It reminded me of the Saturday Night Live skit where they make fun of The Force Awakens and Kylo Ren, and he's on that show about the boss,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I just want to meet some real folks, talking some real talk, and he's sitting there in the lunchroom too. So, and maybe I don't know, it's coincidental, but it almost seemed like they were kind of borrowing from that skit. But I liked all the action afterwards. I mean, going out the window and shooting all the guys from that were coming out, and they were falling. And I loved it when they was shot down low, when Stormtrooper was like laying down trying to shoot through the window, and they kick his gun out of his hand and then they shoot him in the stomach. That's pretty good. But I mean, seemed just pretty easy for them. They just had to hit their shots, and they hit them. They didn't miss. They got.
Well, Fennec Shand doesn't miss, so
no.
So that was good. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to throw that out there that they were, they're just laying back watching all this action, so they had a pretty easy time picking off their targets. Right.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't miss. Cara Dune too. She had to hit some shots as well. That's not easy to do with those rifles playing Battlefront.
Nice.
Sniping is not an easy thing on those blasters. So, hats off to them. And they take out the two anti-aircraft guys. That was pretty cool.
Clearing the way for Slave One.
Yeah. I mean, it would be good to see a couple more guns, except, but I understand the resources are spread thin, and Slave One comes in and they do a cool jump off the ledge. That was a nice jump to get on the ship. And that's when Mayfeld like, give me that rifle. And then shoots the transport filled with all that what's it called? Starts with a B or something.
Oh, see, I thought it was something like similar to iridium, but I can't.
Yeah. Anyways, it was basically highly combustible. Was it gas or something? In that, and it blows everything up. So
It seemed similar to the Solo coaxium. Going back to your comparison to Solo, because he couldn't drive that transport earlier on. He couldn't drive it super fast because everything was overheating, which I think would have caused those to explode.
It's rhydonium.
Rhydonium. Okay.
Right. So he blows up the rhydonium, and that starts a chain reaction, and then boom. Oh, and then a couple of TIE fighters come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, what happened to them?
Oh, totally cool. Like Slave One or Boba Fett is like, I got this. He goes up higher, gets them kind of like next to each other, and then he like ejects like this kind of grenade bomb thing, and then blows them up, and that was great.
Yeah, there's a name for that escapes me, but I know the sound. The sound of the explosion was very familiar to me.
It was pretty cool. So we got to go inside the Slave One and everything, and it was piloting and everything. They're flying around. I didn't know I had windows or a little cargo area for them to hang out in.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I have a Boba Fett, like taller like figure that you press him and he talks. I press it all the time because it bothers Mrs. Fives. Yeah, one of the things that he says is put Captain Solo in the cargo hold, and
okay,
and that's straight from Empire. So I didn't realize it was that roomy because the toy there's like no room in it, but the Slave One toy, I mean, but yeah, it was really cool to see that they could like chill out and sit in there, and they got room to spread out. It's very different. Like I like that they're showing the inside of this ship that we've known, since we were born, basically.
Seems like that ship's going to be, big part of the Mandalorian for a little bit. So,
well,
let's get used to it.
Well, we thought that about the Razor Crest.
Yeah,
that's dust.
Razor dust.
Razor dust, nice. To go back for a second, the conversation with, what did you say his name was? Valen something, the officer?
Yeah, Valen Hess. Hess. Valen Hess.
Okay, so when they were having that conversation with Valen Hess, you could see Mayfeld's face. It almost, at first I thought he was getting sick, but he was just holding in that hatred for that guy.
Right.
And they do a shot of Din, and he's just like shaking his head. Don't do it, man. He knew it was coming, and I thought that was really cool. Like he just was like, "No, this guy's going down," and he blasts him. But Din was just like, "Don't do it. Let's get out of here a different way." But they got out.
They got out.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I mean, that's pretty much it, dude. That's it. You jump into that Imperial cruiser with Moff Gideon, and like you said, maybe that was going to be the time to see Grogu, but no Grogu. We just get the hollow call from Mando saying the same lines to Moff Gideon that, coming to get you, Murdoch.
Coming to get you.
And that's it, man. We got one episode left.
Yeah, and then it's the big wait.
It's a big wait. Yeah, especially if you're saying December of next year, then that's like 2 extra months of waiting this time.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I part of me, dude, I'm hoping that this finale is long, like at least an hour.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It won't be though, I'm sure.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any side missions. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I mean, it's basically, tracking wherever the ship is and boarding the ship, killing a bunch of stormtroopers and officers, and busting. Basically, A New Hope, trying to get Leia.
Yeah.
So
there is that chance that it doesn't go their way, though.
Yeah, they do have a big group, and everyone might not make it. And I was thinking Fennec Shand would be the one to go if anyone was going.
Really?
I think she's the expendable one. You're right. Yeah, I think that's why she's kind of there. So,
I heard somebody on another show saying, what if Mando dies?
what?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was or how in depth they went, but they said maybe this introduction or reintroduction of Boba Fett, maybe he's the Mandalorian and, the Mandalorian, and maybe Din bites it this season. I really hope not. I mean, I think that would be a huge risk for such a successful series, but anything's possible, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if those rumors were true that, Pedro didn't like the fact that he can't take his helmet off, which he did in this episode, but maybe that's them, making it happen for him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he might be done with the Mandalorian and another Mandalorian comes. I mean, they did make a point that call him, like, oh yeah, you're a Mandalorian, your bloodline goes back to, even Mando. So,
right.
With Jango as a foundling. So he's definitely, that's a good question.
Yeah. I wish I remembered the show that I was listening to that the person said it, because I would definitely credit them for it right now. I can't. So if I go back and listen to some shows, I will definitely mention their name because I don't want to take credit for it. I thought it was very interesting that, that's a possibility, I guess. And like I said, I don't know if I would be happy about it, but the show isn't made for me.
No, yeah. And I'm thinking, like, what could they do in the third season to make it interesting? Because, I mean, right? I mean, keep the baby safe was pretty much season 1. Now it's, trying to get him trained, and whoops, he got kidnapped. We got to get him back. That's season 2. And then season 3 could be what? I'm not even sure where they can go.
Well, I mean, it's really hard to speculate because we don't know how this one's going to end.
Right.
If Din is still in season 3, my assumption would be he's going to be figuring more out about his lineage and about, the lore of Mandalore, and he's obviously, he took his helmet off in front of people. Bill Burr or Mayfeld was like, I never saw your face, and he hands him the helmet. I thought that was really cool.
That's good.
Yeah, but so I think that maybe the new season 3, depending on how this one ends, it could be him exploring that, and maybe Grogu is off training. Maybe they don't rescue Grogu this season. Maybe he's still captive for an entire year.
Right.
I don't know.
Still got that possible Jedi that can show up out of nowhere. So
yes,
there you go. We'll see.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Something that just popped in my head about Fennec Shand. Did you happen to notice in the trailer for The Bad Batch, there was someone wearing the same like helmet, the reddish orange helmet that she had on in the tragedy, and then an all black outfit? I wonder if she's in The Bad Batch.
Whoa. Wow. Well, yeah, no, I didn't catch that. It always goes by so fast that I can't catch those things. But no, it's interesting that you bring that up. That could be an interesting little fun fact there.
Yeah, check it out. Like, rewatch the trailer at some point. Let me know if you catch that. Because, like you said, it happens really fast. So
yeah,
maybe I just saw something that was similar. So okay, Cuatros.
Change the name.
Changing it, man. You're changing it. No, I like it.
Yes, Fives. What you got?
So before we go, we picked up a couple of emails.
What?
Yeah. It's from.
Are people breaking the first rule?
Yeah. Apparently. Well, let's not say people. It's person.
Oh, right.
Person that actually. No. A person that actually emailed us once before.
Oh.
So
a repeat.
We've got a listener, or I mean, we have a listener. Yeah. So our fellow listener are known as Jabba the Butt. Remember Jabba the Butt?
Oh, Mr. DeButt. Yes, good to hear from you again. What you got?
All right. So Jabba the Butt says clone cadets. Was Fours referring to Sun Crusher from the Jedi Academy book series? So I was way off there. I was thinking when you said something about Sun, I was thinking about a Jedi Padawan, I think named like Naomi Sunrider. So I was way off. Jabba the Butt says, if so, tell him to stop grasping at straws. There's no way Sun Crusher will make its way into live action. It's more powerful than the Death Star. A super weapon of that magnitude would rewrite super weapons in Star Wars as we know it.
Really?
I don't even remember the Sun Crusher, and I read the Jedi Academy book series. But Cuatros, stop grasping at straws, man.
I guess I must.
Jabba the Butt is not happy with you.
Jabba the Butt, sir. I am. I guess I'm at a loss of words here. Okay. So Sun Crusher is so what makes it so deadly that it would rewrite the history or rewrite, what did he say? Rewrite
super weapons in Star Wars as we know it. So there's a little link in here. Well, it's not a link, it looks like a copy paste. Here's a description of it written on cbr.com, whatever that is.
Okay.
Developed in the same hidden Imperial installation where the Death Star was initially designed, the Sun Crusher was a small weapon, being not much bigger than an X-Wing fighter. The main thing that made the Sun Crusher so dangerous was that it was equipped with unique resonance torpedoes, missiles that when launched at stars would induce them to go supernova, wiping an entire solar system clean of life. Okay, I kind of remember that a little bit from those books.
So you're knocking out solar systems instead of planets.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be huge. We'd be losing all kinds of planets if that comes into play. Yeah, good point. Yeah, we don't want that shipped around.
No, I think that would get a little too Marvel.
Yeah.
No offense to Marvel, but they kind of go a little too far with things sometimes. Jabba the Butt also says, P.S. Nice big Lebowski reference in the last episode. About the car, right?
Yeah, about blowing up the car. Guess at the end there he's a little
yeah, well, but you don't want to cross Jabba the Butt, man, or else he'll send out for you.
Oh, exactly. I'll try not to grasp at straws again. Stay clear of that.
Here's another one from Jabba the Butt. Now, see, this is just Jabba the Butt. This is a little mean. I
That's when I was starting to like this guy.
I don't. You know what? In all honesty, I mean, I appreciate Jabba the Butt's emails. It's fun, and it looks like Jabba the Butt does his homework here. So, but the mean part is dumb clones. Is how it's addressed. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Okay. Right off the rip. Like, not trying to build bridges here. We're trying to, show how, more smarter guy. Hey, we got a smart guy here. Okay.
A wise guy.
All right, wise guy. Let's see what you got.
All right.
I mean, we're on record saying that we're not experts, but okay.
Right. Now he's got your little advice here. I think he's playing with, from the end of our last episode. He says, I'm not emailing you to tell you the name of the ship in Shadows of the Empire was called the Outrider. See, the Outrider is a very familiar ship. I don't know how I did not. I mean, I guess just things escape my brain sometimes because I remember that ship.
We're not walking encyclopedias. We're,
right.
We're humans.
We're like the first couple of pages of encyclopedias.
We're like the first two sentences of like every entry or something.
Yeah. So Jabba the Butt, you're kind of mean with the dumb clones thing, but
yeah.
Whatevs. You brought up the Outrider, which is cool, and it struck my memory as not only is the Outrider flown by Dash Rendar in Shadows of the Empire, and Dash Rendar is kind of a cool character, but we see the Outrider in The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh,
yeah, when Lando and Chewie show up in the Falcon with all of those ships behind them.
Yeah.
You see the ghost from Rebels. Hopefully that doesn't spoil anything for you, Cuatros.
No.
I think we may have actually talked about that at one point. But you also see the Outrider
Oh wow!
I
I
had
didn't
to
notice that.
I had to Google that just to make sure I was remembering correctly. And while I was Googling it, I saw something that I did not save on my phone. I thought I did. That this isn't the first time we've seen the Outrider in a Star Wars film.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently it was flying over Tatooine in A New Hope.
Oh, okay. Where Shadows of the Empire kind of takes place a little bit after New Hope. So okay,
Is it after A New Hope or after Empire?
I thought it was after New Hope. Oh wait, no, after the Empire. After Empire, because you do play the Hoth scene in the game, right?
So yeah, it looked, the picture in the article that I was reading, it shows like the Outrider flying over, which I guess in all honesty it could have just been the Falcon.
Yeah,
I don't know for sure. So
it looks similar.
yeah, but it was I'm like 95% sure it was in the Rise of Skywalker. So
okay.
So the Outrider is canon, which may mean that Dash Rendar is canon. And on that note, with expanded universe stuff, did we talk about a possibility of the Jedi that Grogu reaches out to maybe could be Kyle Katarn?
Could be, yeah. There you go.
How would you feel about that if it was?
I think that would be a good, because I mean, a lot of people know that character and have played that character, and that would make tons of sense. And yeah, it's good to see where he's at. I never got to the end of these games, so I can only assume that he's still alive.
Yeah. I don't think I ever finished the 2 Dark Forces games, but he was also in at least the Jedi Academy Jedi Knight game that I played. So he was still around. Dark Forces were before those.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool. You know, they seem to be bringing in a lot of EU and Old Republic and all these other things. So it's definitely not out of a possibility of seeing Kyle Katarn, sent by Luke Skywalker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. To bring them back to the temple or wherever they're training.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling it's going to be someone darker.
Yeah, you had mentioned that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the reasoning is, okay, so like, I think this would be I think everyone knows that the Empire, Heir to the Empire books are, the original Thrawn trilogy books were the main reason we have Star Wars today. Mm-hmm. I think if it wasn't for those books becoming like instant New York bestsellers and being like devoured by the fans, I think we wouldn't have The Mandalorian today.
I agree.
I think Star Wars would have died out. So I think a great thing they could do to kind of bridge, to give a thank you to those fans that bought those books, which I was one of back when they came out in the 90s, or early 90s, is to make a character, either him or like him, to come in and kind of like be the Jedi. And that's Joris. I don't know how to say it right, but Joris Kabath. That's how I say it in my head?
That's how I always said it in my head too, yeah.
So I think if that Jedi comes back, he's a little wild, a little crazy. I'll use Force lightning, not to spoil anything, but which kind of ties into the whole Grogu kind of leaning towards the dark side. So I think that could all come into play, and then like a darker Jedi coming in.
The dark side.
Yeah.
Dude, Joris Kabath. And they mentioned Thrawn in,
right.
Ahsoka brings up Grand Admiral Thrawn in the Jedi episode.
Yeah, and where did Thrawn come from? Right.
Oh man. That's interesting.
That's what I could see happening. And that's what I would like to happen anyways, because no one's expecting that.
Right. Yeah, that's wow. Dude, if they do that, okay, then I'm going to really be under the impression that the sequel trilogy is like some alternate universe at that point, because, and I wouldn't be mad about that. Leave it there for people that love them, they can enjoy them still. But if they bring in, they've mentioned Thrawn, they if they bring in Joris Kaboth, I mean, they could just be going right into those. I mean, they might rewrite them a little bit, but those expanded universe stories, man, that opens the door for so many things at that point.
Absolutely. And then season 3 is like, can't wait. Yeah, like let's get the year over with so we can watch it.
Right. Oh man, I mean, yeah, they like show him. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just
maybe with a little bit of force lightning coming out of his fingers. Zzz.
Dude,
that could be cool.
I'd be in. I mean, in all honesty, for the most part, I think any Jedi that shows up, I'm in. I'm hooked. But someone like that would just, because of those books,
right?
You know,
because the books.
Those books were so good that
they were like watching Return of the Jedi all over again, but like a whole different story with all new characters and new adventures. I mean, those are beloved by everyone. It's so well written. Timothy Zahn was amazing. He captured everybody and their essence and their character.
Mm-hmm.
Those are great.
So if they do show him, do you think we'll see Mara Jade?
Right.
At some point, you know, it's gotta, anything's on the table, I think at this point.
Right.
That would be really cool too.
I mean, why not? I mean, they've got like 10 shows now. They gotta start grabbing some stuff from that's already been used. I mean, they can't come up with brand new content for everything. So my last thought is I don't think The Mandalorian, I think the 3rd season, I don't know, for some reason I think the 3rd season might be the final season.
Really?
Yeah.
That quick?
I think it might be that quick.
Wow.
That's something I've been thinking about. I don't know, for some reason.
I'll hold my thought on that until the end of this season. I think it'll be a little more clear.
Yeah.
But initially you saying that, my thought is that how long could they carry on Mandu and Grogu, Mando and Grogu? How long could they continue that story to keep it interesting? So yeah, I mean, I could see that, but you bring in Grand Admiral Thrawn and Joris Kaboth or Kyle Katarn or Luke Skywalker or Mace Windu,
Ezra Lightbringer,
right? Ezra. You bring in someone like that. I don't know. My brain's spinning. just from what you just said, I'm like, I'm like, what could happen to keep it going? And that's interesting, though.
They tend to. I mean, they're like the Obi-Wan series is going to be short. It's going to be 1 season, so and they've got so much coming that to keep the Mandalorian going. Does it make sense, when they could spend their efforts on new stories? And so I think it's in their best interest to kind of like cut it, before it gets out of hand and they have to do 8 seasons and then they jump the shark somewhere,
Yeah.
Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, I could see that being the case. The show seems to sort of be like a bridge for other shows to get on. I guess we'll see what happens. Clone Army, man. Let us know what you guys think. And Jabba the Butt. I'm sure you're already at the keyboard.
Yeah, keep them coming, Jabba the Butt. We'll take it. We're big. We're big people. We got thick skin. We can take it. We can handle it.
Right.
Don't send us anything. By the way, don't break the first rule. So yeah, in spirit of Jabba the Butt not emailing us, let's keep those emails not coming, and let's keep not sharing the show because let's try to keep this circle small. Small, intimate Star Wars talk here and on the Mandalorian, and let's keep the talk small, and let's just keep forging our own path, through this galaxy here. Don't email us at clonearmyradio@gmail.com, and we won't read them. So everyone have a good week. Let's think about it being our last show for the Mandalorian, and Be thankful that we were getting some awesome Star Wars. And if you got any thoughts, share them with us. We'll love to hear them.
Right on, man. And also, if you want to not email us like we asked, you could also not message us at our Instagram. It's just Clone Army Radio on Instagram. So if you want to inbox us there, we'll be happy to respond or not respond. And I'm looking forward to the season finale. I'm also not looking forward to it because it is the season finale, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So we will catch you all next week. Cuatros, may the Schwartz be with you.
And may the Schwartz be with you.
All right, we are out. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Clone Army Radio. Email us with thoughts or questions at clonearmyradio@gmail.com. Please remember to click subscribe so you don't miss the newest episodes.
Do it, Admiral Piet.